Right, man. There's another quarterback who didn't have his best day as well. The supercomputer. Hey, you remember the guy, Mary Kay Cabot and all of y'all was hyping up the 5'0" quarterback that can't see over a box of cereal? The supercomputer. Dillon Gabriel. Oh, him. That guy. Yes, him. Deshaun Watson ain't the only one that was throwing picks left and right. Dillon Gabriel threw a pick too. Hey, interceptions are going to happen. It's not the end of the world. It's practice. Things happen. No quarterback doesn't throw picks, but I'm going to show up. Hey, it is what it is, man. Y'all try to do Shedeur dirty. Y'all try to sabotage him. He's winning this QB battle.
What happens when an NFL franchise desperately tries to manufacture a quiet, respectful quarterback competition, only for the actual practice film to completely shatter the illusion on the very first day? We are officially witnessing an absolute, undeniable changing of the guard unfolding in Berea, Ohio. Day 1 of the Cleveland Browns training camp was supposed to be a simple, non-padded ramp-up. Instead, it turned into an absolute nightmare for the veteran establishment. While one highly paid quarterback was busy throwing horrific interceptions directly into the hands of the secondary, a deeply scrutinized young signal caller stepped onto the turf and executed an absolute masterclass in passing.
Them extend Denzel Ward, who is very similar age to Myles Garrett. Then I watched them re-sign Grant Delpit, another relatively older player here. They bring in Jadeveon Clowney. That doesn't feel like a we're going to win in 2 years move. And they are now 2 drafts into what feels like a bit of a reset. And usually the thought is it takes about 2 to 3 years to kind of reset here. So everyone's running with this timeline thing. Am I wrong to look at what the Browns' actual moves outside of trading Myles Garrett are? And they don't look like a team that is in the
efficiency. And before the players even hit the showers, head coach Todd Monken dropped a massive, highly public bombshell that permanently altered the depth chart. You are locked into NFL Zone Talks, the absolute premier destination for the unvarnished truth behind the biggest tactical shifts, locker room controversies, and front office trade rumors defining the league. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and let's dive directly into the absolute chaos that just erupted inside the Cleveland Browns facility. To truly comprehend how rapidly the ground is shifting
7-on-7 and 11-on-11. So Dillon Gabriel, man, you're going to have to get it together. You're going to find yourself without a damn job. They spoke about Ashley Bostock spoke about day 1 and how Shedeur Sanders pretty much won the day here. Let's get to it.
All right, Ashley, I made mention Deshaun had 2 interceptions today. The word on the street, and by street, I mean it's the things JP and I have heard from practice today, that Shedeur looked better than Deshaun. Can we call today a win for Shedeur over Deshaun?
You know, you guys know me. I love the nuance around this discussion.
Beneath Deshaun Watson's feet, you simply have to look at the horrifying, unedited film from his first full-team session. Watson concluded the afternoon with a dismal 12-for-22 completion rate, throwing absolutely 0 touchdowns and tossing 2 completely inexcusable interceptions that sent a shockwave of panic through the coaching staff. On his first major turnover, Watson dropped back, hesitated during his progression, and left an intermediate pass hanging dangerously far inside. Newly extended superstar cornerback Denzel Ward easily read the quarterback's eyes, jumped the route, and secured the interception without breaking a sweat. If you leave the ball inside against an elite NFL secondary, you are going to get punished. But his second interception was even more devastating. The tape reveals Watson essentially tossing a telegraphed, lazy pass directly into the chest of the defense. It wasn't just physical rust. It was a total, alarming breakdown of visual processing from a high-priced veteran who was supposed to have complete, unquestioned command of this offense. While Watson was actively turning the ball over and stinking up the practice facility, Shedeur Sanders was busy putting on an absolute clinic in aggressive, high-efficiency vertical passing. Sanders operated with a terrifying level of composure, finishing the day with an incredibly sharp 16 of 19 stat line and absolutely 0 turnovers. But he wasn't just dumping the ball off to the flat. He was actively pushing the ball down the field. Sanders unleashed the undisputed throw of the entire afternoon. A breathtaking, deep ball rainbow down the sideline to wide-out KC Concepcion, dropping the football into a bucket with ridiculous, elite-level precision. Later in the team period, Sanders continued to build massive, undeniable chemistry with young targets like Denzel Boston, striking his receivers in stride and allowing them to create yards after the catch. Sanders didn't just play well. He played with an arrogant, unbothered confidence that completely separated him from every other signal caller on the roster. That immediate night-and-day contrast in execution forced head coach Todd Monken to make an explosive, highly unusual announcement during his post-practice press conference. Monken completely refused to hide behind standard protective coach speak. He looked directly at the media and explicitly confirmed that Shedeur Sanders will officially be taking the primary reps with the first-team offense tomorrow. Monken broke down his core offensive philosophy, explicitly stating that he demands a QB-driven system. He wants a quarterback who feels empowered to change routes at the line of scrimmage, aggressively attack premium matchups, and take calculated risks with the football. Monken openly criticized the old-school coaching mentality of screaming at a player for a mistake until they retreat into a terrified shell. He wants his quarterbacks playing free and fast. Sanders proved he has the natural, uninhibited vision to execute that aggressive mentality, while Watson looked completely terrified of making a mistake, which ultimately caused him to implode. However, lost in the massive, headline-stealing showdown between Watson and Sanders is a hidden depth chart battle that is rapidly turning into a career-ending crisis for Dillon Gabriel. The sports media spent the entire off-season hyping Gabriel up, labeling him a supercomputer who could outprocess any defense in the league. But the actual practice film exposed a massive glitch in the system. Gabriel finished the day a mediocre 7 of 9, throwing 0 touchdowns and tossing a completely brutal, severely underthrown interception directly to a rookie defensive back. In a violently crowded, 4-man quarterback room featuring Watson, Sanders, Gabriel, and Dillon Green, you simply cannot afford to have a noodle arm moment against a rookie. The harsh reality of NFL roster mathematics is that the Browns are absolutely not carrying 4 quarterbacks into the regular season. If Gabriel continues to float underthrown passes into double coverage, he is going to find himself completely unemployed and testing the free agent market before the preseason even concludes. Despite the overwhelming excitement surrounding Sanders' dominant performance, we absolutely must inject some critical, highly necessary reality into this evaluation. Local insiders like Ashley Bostock correctly pointed out the massive nuance surrounding day 1 of training camp. The Browns are currently in an acclimation period. These practices are only 90 minutes long, the players are operating without full pads, and the defense is explicitly forbidden from truly hitting the quarterback. While Sanders undeniably won the day and earned his promotion to the first team, it is entirely too early to declare a permanent victor. The true, violent evaluation hasn't even begun yet. The ultimate line in the sand arrives next Tuesday when the full pads officially come on. That is when the defensive line is unchained, the pocket begins to
Comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. We got to get into it. Here it says, Dillon Gabriel threw an interception. Shedeur, the only QB who kept it clean today. Take a look. Let's get into it. My bad. There we go. Got Dillon Gabriel, intercepted, poorly underthrown. I mean, you know he got a noodle arm. You know he has a noodle arm. I mean, it is
lapse, and the coaching staff will witness exactly how these quarterbacks react when real physical violence enters the equation. But if you zoom out and analyze the massive, franchise-altering moves orchestrated by General Manager Andrew Berry, the writing is completely on the wall for the veteran establishment. You simply have to look at the shocking, historic decision to trade away the face of the franchise, Myles Garrett, to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and a mountain of premium draft capital. You do not trade a generational, Hall of Fame pass rusher unless you are actively, deliberately executing a massive timeline reset. The front office is explicitly building a championship window that opens over the next 2 to 3 years. That specific, undeniable timeline completely contradicts the idea of tethering your offense to an aging, highly expensive, injury-prone veteran like Deshaun Watson. The acquisition of dynamic, young defensive anchors like Verse, combined with the extensions for players like Denzel Ward, proves that the Browns are building a young, violently athletic core. Shedeur Sanders perfectly aligns with that exact long-term vision. Deshaun Watson explicitly does not. We are officially witnessing an absolute, historic changing of the guard unfolding in real time right in front of our eyes. Deshaun Watson's hold on the starting quarterback job in Cleveland has never been more fragile, and Shedeur Sanders is actively kicking the door down with every single practice rep he takes. With Sanders officially handed the keys to the first-team offense tomorrow, the pressure on Watson to respond has reached an absolute boiling point before the pads even go on. If Sanders dominates the first-team offense the exact same way he dominated the backups today, the coaching staff may have no choice but to make this permanent long before the preseason opener against Chicago. What do you guys think? Is Deshaun Watson officially done in Cleveland, or will his veteran experience finally show up once the pads come on next week? Drop your raw, unfiltered takes in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with every single tactical update, and I will see you all in the very next video.